want to talk about, you mentioned that you also invest in real estate. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing after having some success in construction, you then began investing in real estate. Kind of walk us through your investment philosophy or process in terms of real estate investing. And then also tell us your thoughts on the market right now, especially in this pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at things like what's going on in this world right now, this with this pandemic, what a lot of people don't understand is the middle class is getting decimated right now. They don't realize that they're printing all this money, and there's going to be a heavy toll at the end. I forget what the current debt clock says, but basically, our our money that we owe for all the different let me pull it up right real quick. It's a
Mhm.
crazy number. I want to say it's like almost $80 trillion are unfunded liabilities. And this here, let me just U.S. debt clock. I want to say it's close to 80 trillion, just for unfunded. Yeah. So right now, this is what it shows. It shows U.S. total debt for the unfunded debt and interest and liabilities of $77 trillion, and that doesn't take into account the new funny money that they're going to be printing in this new stimulus package, right? So the reason why I say that is there's no way that we're ever going to be able to pay that back, ever. Not our generation, not future generations. It's going to inflate, basically the currency. It's coming. I know that there's a counter argument to this, and I know that there's also a group of people out there saying that this is all by design, and Trump is going to end up adding sound money and removing all this crazy debt. But without that happening, just sticking to like the basics here, the middle class, if you look over the past, I don't know, 30 years, their wages have only gone up around $7,000 a year. But if you look at all their expenses have gone up anywhere from 2 to 4x what they used to be from, like, I don't know, from like the 80s to now, 89 to now, something like that. Their expenses have gone up a lot. And the reason why I say this is the more money they print, the less your money is worth. As you can see by the expenses are going up. But if you're only making $7,000 more in the past, basically like 30, 40 years, it's unsustainable. And so all this money that they're printing is going to decimate the middle class unless something astronomical changes here very, very quickly. And so I wrote a book in 2010 called Here's What You Do. A lot of my friends and family were asking me, how'd you make your money? How'd you do this? How'd you do that? So I just wrote a simple book that talks about basically investing in assets, because the
Mhm.
currency is basically funny money. There's nothing backing it. A lot of people know this stuff, but this wasn't popular to say back then. And now more people are starting to understand it, but yet they're taking these $1,200 checks and they don't realize that it's basically the death of them.
Mhm.
So anyways, I started investing in real assets, right? Whether it was gold and silver, real estate, things that no matter what currency you're in, you're going to need more currency to purchase the asset. So I never thought about, hey, let's go buy this Lamborghini. Let's go buy this, this yacht, this expensive toys. Never. I just bought assets, real estate, all over the country, and in some places outside of the country. But again, I just knew that this debt is unsustainable. Printing of money, I didn't want to be wiped out. I warned people about it. Stocks and things like that are scary as well, because they can go to zero. So can a lot of cryptos. But people always need a roof over their head. People always need, they need a place to live. And there's usually some kind of government subsidy or government program to help a lot of the, some of the middle class, or even like the really poor people. There's subsidies out there for them. So knowing that as a landlord, if you have really good properties, really nice properties, they're not slum, and you take really good care of your tenants, they stay there for a long time. So you get that passive income. Plus, you have the appreciation of the actual asset. So no matter what currency you're in, it typically goes up in value, other than in 2008 for obvious
Mhm.
reasons. Um, but um, but again, it doesn't really matter, because even in 2008, when the housing prices came down, guess what? The rent still kept coming in, because I never really buy houses thinking I'm going to sell them. They're just passive income machines. They're just always printing money. And so you get the appreciation, and then you're able to depreciate, the actual house itself against your taxes and things like that. So that was something that I knew was, super important. And it's something that you can pass on to future generations. They'll always have, passive income coming in, and always have assets there that, are family owned.
Nice, nice. I mean, that's definitely the way to go. Because even me myself, I haven't yet made any investments in real estate, but it's something I have been meaning to do. I've just kind of been distracted with crypto. Now, what's the book's name you mentioned?
Oh, here's what you do.
Here's what you do, and where can people find that book?
It's out there still. I took it
Website,
down.
Amazon, or something?
Yeah, it's probably still on Amazon. Yeah, I wrote it and I put it out there to the world, and then my family and friends and a lot of people in the neighborhood wanted me to run for public office. So
Wow.
I took down the book because I didn't want to have a book up while running for Congress, and then I quickly realized that running for public office was not for me whatsoever. So I
Mhm.
just decided to help good people get into office versus be the guy that is
Yeah.
on office. Yeah, it's
Where
a
was
really
this? In California?
yeah, in California 2010. So it was yeah, it's definitely not for me. I definitely want nothing to do with politics, but I have no problem helping good people get elected into politics if that's what they want. But it is a dirty, dirty game. You know what I mean? It's very
Yeah.
tolling on the families.
Politicians.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, they're yeah, they got to have some thick skin, to do that for sure. So
Yeah. That's great though. That's